1983 as they take the field. Sold out today, Dallas and Minnesota. And let's take a look first of all at the standings now in the NFC East. The Giants have won. Their record is 10-3. Dallas then in a must-win situation today. Pat Summerall here with John Madden. And how is Dallas playing? What are your thoughts about their performance?
Well, they're not really playing like Super Bowl champions yet, and they know that, and they admit that. You know, they started off slowly. They didn't have Emmitt Smith. And then they get Emmitt Smith back, then Troy Aikman gets hurt. And since Troy Aikman has gotten back, they really haven't gotten on a roll. Jimmy Johnson was saying last night that we thought that on Monday night, in the first half, we were starting to get back on the roll. He said, but then we didn't. He said the players didn't play well, we didn't coach well, and he wants to come in here to Minnesota today and get back on that championship roll.
They faced a tough task here at the Metrodome. Minnesota involved in that very complicated NFC Central Division race. Detroit and Green Bay at 7-5. The Bears have lost to Tampa Bay today, so their record drops to 7-6. Minnesota needs to continue on a roll. What do you think of their chances, John?
Well, I don't know that their chances are really too good, and that's what Dennis Green is kind of worried about. He said, I can't be patient anymore. He said, we just have to go out and get these guys, and they have good defense, but defense isn't going to be enough. Jim McMahon is going to be the starting quarterback today, and Dennis Green says we have to be able to throw the ball, and he has to be able to hit the open guy. He said if he doesn't hit the open guy, then I'm going to have to go to Sean Salisbury because, like he said, now is no time for patience. There's no more room for that. We have to win this one today.
You're so right, John. We're getting down to the situation and the circumstance of the season where every game becomes more and more important if you're a contender, as both of these are. First meeting here at Minneapolis since 1983 between the Cowboys and the Minnesota Vikings. They did play in preseason, but neither team at that point was at full strength. For the Cowboys, Emmitt Smith wasn't in camp. Troy Aikman didn't play because of the bad back. The first meeting ever under Jerry Jones and Jimmy Johnson. Dennis Green, the Viking coach, has never played against a team coached by Jimmy Johnson. The Vikings will have the first crack at it. Jim McMahon and company as Eddie Murray kicks off. Andre Ishmael will return it. And he is hit down before he gets to the 20, about the 17. Matt Vanderbeek down first. McMahon will open at quarterback, as John Madden said a minute ago. In front of him, Daphne, a new left tackle. Next to McDaniel, Adam Schreiber, Todd Kalis, and Tim Irwin. The rest of the offensive line, Scotty Graham and Anthony Carter. Chris Carter, Ismail, and Derek Tennell opens at tight end. One setback, three wide receivers. Coaching is Chris Carter. McMahon moves on first down. Complete. A little bit short of the first down to Qadre Ishmael. On defense, the Cowboys have Jeffcoat and Tolbert as the ends. Lett and Casillas are the defensive tackles. Charles Haley will play. Darren Smith, Ken Norton in the middle, and Dixon Edwards, the linebackers. Brown and Kevin Smith, the corners. Everett Woodson, the safety. Second and short. McMahon. To Scotty Graham. And Graham will get the first down for Minnesota. Just outside the Minnesota 30-yard line.
Scotty Graham is an interesting story. Here's a guy who a month ago was working in a pharmacy in Columbus, Ohio, and now he's starting his first NFL game. Where's he starting? Because Robert Smith, who was a teammate of his at Ohio State, injured his knee last week, and he's taken his place.
Built very much like Emmitt Smith, short, but weighs about 216, 217. Man, Carter tiptoes down the sideline in Dallas territory to the 43, where he stepped out of bounds. Chris Carter from McMahon.
This is what Dennis Green was saying they had to do. This is what Jim McMahon said they had to do. They had to pass protect. They had to get guys open, and he had to be able to throw the ball. if the Vikings are going to win today, they're going to have to win it like this. Good mixture of throwing and running, and then playing strong defense, but not defense alone will beat this Cowboy team.
Throwing on first down, as they've done twice so far. 1st and 10 at the 49. That's where he stepped out. Straight ahead. Scotty Graham, good yardage. Stopped by Thomas Everett.
The other thing they were going to do is run inside, and they were going to run traps. You want to see a trap? Watch Kalis here, Todd Kalis. He's going to pull and make the trap here, and then the ball runs right after it. But this is what a trap is. See the right guard coming, 69, boom, right there. There's a trap block, and now you run right off that trap block.
Trap Leon Lett.
Leon Lett was just getting ready to tackle him, and boom, here comes Todd Kalis.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the Dallas 40. First drive of the game. McMahon. Into Scotty Graham, first down Minnesota. Jeffcoat dragged him down.
Scotty Graham is a competitor, and I think all these Vikings are really liking the. You wonder why Barry Word doesn't start. You wonder why Roger Craig doesn't start. Dennis Green said, I saw those guys. I gave them an opportunity. They went in and didn't make anything happen. He said, so I haven't seen Scotty Graham. I just want to see what he can do.
See if he can make something happen. Charles Haley looking on. He should play some in passing situations today. Scotty Graham. By Woodson. Safety man had to make the tackle.
Charles Haley's waiting there. They were going to play him on passing downs, meaning at 3rd down. And the Vikings' game plan today is to pass on first downs, to not play into that hand. To not play into that hand where you get that 3rd and long, and here comes Charles Haley in the blitz and in the big rush.
2nd and 5 at the Dallas 28. Minnesota with a very attractive opening drive. Flawless. Dallas looking blitz outside Chris Carter. Another first down Minnesota. Darren Woodson knocked him out of bounds.
Now, one thing Jim McMahon said yesterday, Pat, is when you play against the Cowboy defense, this area out here, what you call the flat area, is the area that they always leave open. Now watch what happens. Here's a flat area right there. You see there's no defense out there, and McMahon says if he can stay patient, he thinks that he can take that flat area all day.
There is no way Woodson can get there, or any safety man can get there from that spot. Here's McMahon to throw it. In the end zone, incomplete, and no flag. Intended for Anthony Carter this time. Kevin Smith on the coverage.
That's a good start for Jim McMahon. Again, that was another first down pass, and that's the thing, because if you throw on first down, then basically the Cowboys play run on first down, so you're able to throw against a run defense. And then they don't want the opposite. They don't want to have to throw against the throwing defense.
Now they've rolled this way with the 2 wide receivers. McMahon, strong play to Graham. Got away from Norton, stayed on his feet. Brought down by Darren Smith. It'll bring up a 3rd down situation.
This Scotty Graham's a powerful little guy.
Yeah.
If you watch him, he's only 5'9", but he weighs 220 pounds. Look at those legs, and he has real power there. And when he hits, he brings a pretty good load. He hits and he spins, and it takes about 6, 7, 8 guys to get him down.
3rd and 5. Graham, 5 carries, 29 yards. Derek Tennell, the tight end, is on the right side. Here's McMahon back to throw it. Pass is caught by Quadre Ismail. And that is a first down. Haley did play. Kevin Smith, the defender.
And they roll right to that side. They always worry about their left side of pass protection, so they're going to roll to their right side, their strongest blockers. They did a good job of blocking Haley. McMahon did a good job of finding a lane to throw the ball in. And that's a big thing in today's football, for the quarterback to find the throwing lane.
1st and goal just inside the 10.
think it was Tony Tolbert, who Graham really made miss. I mean, he hit in there and kind of spun out at Tolbert's tackle. And now Haley comes back in again. The second down, we start to look at second down as passing downs now.
Second and about 9.5. Second and goal. McMahon Chris Carter to about the 3. Stopped by Norton.
Yeah, this Jim McMahon's an amazing guy, Pat.
He really is.
I mean, you're talking about a guy, he has bad knees, bad shoulders, bad everything. But you say, what does he have? The guy's a competitor. He knows how to play the game. Get back quickly, just get rid of the ball before the rush gets there, find the open guy. This has been a great offensive drive by the Minnesota Vikings.
Third and goal from the 2, and Roger Craig comes in for Scotty Graham. 3 tight ends set up for the Vikings. Here's McMahon. McMahon knocked out of bounds short of the goal line by Tony Tolbert and Ken Norton. Tolbert might be shaken up a bit.
That's a tough thing about that rollout. When you go to roll out there, that kind of shrinks the field. And when Roger Craig went in motion, he didn't have any threat of a run, so they knew it was going to be a pass. Then he rolled, and that just shrunk everything to that right side, and there was no one to throw it to.
Juan Rivez will attempt the field goal with Newsom holding. Rivez, 21 out of 28. This will be from 20 yards. And the Vikings score first. 20-yard field goal by Rivez. They lead 3-0. The Minnesota Vikings 3, Dallas nothing. Earlier scores today. Tampa Bay beat the Bears. The Giants over Indianapolis. Houston beat Cleveland.
You know, the one thing about the Minnesota Vikings, Pat, their kickoff, they're going to squib kick. So if you look at the Cowboys, here's their front 5. Then you got a 4-man wedge. Now, usually these guys are tight, but now they're spread out because they're getting ready to return a squib kick. They would like those guys to catch it before it gets to the deep guys. Now, Rivez would like to kick it by that wedge to those deep guys, but they're having trouble with their kickoff coverage and trouble getting the ball up in the air, so we expect them to squib kick it.
Plus, he's got a bad ankle. In fact, he's got 2 bad ankles. Squib kick. And he lined it just about where he wanted to. Williams will set up the return, and he's got some room. About the 45. No matter how they kick it, they seem to bring it back.
You have to blame that. You can't blame that on the kicker, not enough height because he squib kicked it. That has to just be not good coverage.
39-yard return, and Dallas takes over at their own 45. Minnesota leads 3-0.
Football League is sponsored by Coors Light. Reach for the silver bullet, the right beer now. The all-new Ford Mustang. It is what it was and more. AT&T, we help put your world within reach. And by Denorex with Conditioners, the serious dandruff shampoo.
Dallas will be led by Troy Aikman. In front of him, the regular offensive line, and Stepnoski is starting at center. Emmett Smith and Darrell Johnson behind Aikman. Who will throw on first down? Outside to Emmett Smith. One misses. One makes. Brett Strickland brought him down. The Minnesota defense. A very quick front 4. Dolman and Barker the ends. Thomas and Randall the tackles. Ex-Cowboy Jack Del Rio in the middle. Strickland and Jenkins on the outside. McMillan and Lee the cornerbacks. Glenn and McGriggs. Lamar McGriggs the ex-Giant. At strong safety. 2nd and 6. Smith fakes left. Aikman rolls right. Hits Irvin. A catch and a Dallas first down.
the waggle. They started the running backs to the left, Emmitt Smith to the left, Aikman comes to this side. Irvin, again, a guy who can run full speed and then stop and go the other way without losing a lot of steps.
That's close. Phoenix and Detroit 0-0. Kansas City 7-0 over Denver. 1st and 10 Dallas. Crowd booing. They didn't think Irvin stayed in bounds. It was close. Aikman to Smith. Emmitt Smith left side inside the Minnesota 40 to about the 38. Barker and Thomas.
Yeah, this is the thing that these guys do so well is you take a Nate Newton, you take a Mark Tuinei, you take Stepnoski, they really move the pile. And just watch how they start, and they get them going. They get them there, and then they get this guy double teamed, and they get the movement back. They just knock him right out of there, and then when you get movement like that on the line of scrimmage, Emmitt Smith is always going to find that soft spot.
2nd and 8. They closed it down in a hurry. Blitz. They blitzed Aikman, hit him in the back just as he let it go. Intended for Emmitt Smith.
That was a heck of a block by Darrell Johnston. Fred Strickland came in, and he was coming full speed right up the middle to get Aikman. Now, you want to see a block, watch this one. Watch number 48, block number 53. Here comes Strickland, full speed, boom! Right there, I'll tell you, and then keep it going, see? Then he takes him, turns him, and puts him on his back. That is the way a running back should block a blitz.
Darrell Johnston, he's been doing it for a while.
That's why he's in there.
3rd and 8. There's Harper in motion. Dolman with a rush, and this is to Kevin Williams. Not enough for the 1st down. Just inside the 35, probably, well, it's not out of Eddie Murray's range. And in the opinion of Jimmy Johnson, J.C. Pearson made the stop. Henry Thomas limping off.
And he was a guy that Dennis Green was worried about yesterday because he plays that cocked nose tackle. Remember that double team we showed between Stepnoski and Newton? He was a guy that they double teamed on him, and they got him moving, and they got him going backwards. And Denny Green said that, you know, that he takes so many hits playing at that position that he's going to have to substitute him. Get this guy here, Culpepper, in some, and some of the other guys in some for him, because you just can't stand in that cock position and take those hits by those big offensive linemen all day.
He was banged up going into this game. Murray from 51 yards, as long as this year is 50. Novacek holding. That's going to get there. Tie score. Murray from 51 yards. Dallas 3, Minnesota 3. .457 left to play in the first quarter. 3-3 score, Dallas and Minnesota. The Giants, with their victory today, have clinched at least a spot, a wild card spot in the playoffs. Ishmael is the man in the middle. High kick by Murray. He's down at the 5. Ishmael has got to beat Murray. Chased by Everett. Out of bounds. Out of bounds. At the 47-yard line of Dallas. He stepped out.
And it was where Eddie Murray hit him. Not where Woodson got him. Ishmael makes a heck of a return here. See, he starts up to the middle to invite the coverage to the inside. Then he breaks to the outside, gets out of a tackle there. Now all he has to do is beat Murray. Watch his right hand say he did it. He starts to go up like he did it, and then he was trying to type-road on that sideline. He just couldn't do it.
He got out of bounds further down the field. That's the first place they ruled he stepped out at the Dallas 47.
It was the third step after Murray hit him.
Scotty Graham moves everybody back close to a Minnesota first down. Behind the blocked by McDaniel.
This is a fired-up Minnesota Viking team.
They better be. They gotta be.
You know, like Dennis Green said, there's no more room for patience. You know, we just have to go out and get it, and if we're going to get it, we have to start getting it today. They're coming out today to get it.
2nd and 1. See if McMahon airs it out. Tight. Tight end to the left. McMahon goes back to Graham. Got the first down. Jeffcoat, one of the tacklers, but he had a lot of help.
I like the way this Scotty Graham runs. I mean, he doesn't wait, he doesn't dance, he doesn't run sideways, he doesn't look to avoid anything. He just, boom, he just takes it and whaps it right up in there.
Well, you asked him yesterday if he was nervous about starting, and he said, no, I knew I was going to play last week.
Yeah, last week the Vikings were going to start to use some more two-back with Scotty Graham and Robert Smith.
Played with the Jets for a while, with the Steelers for a while. McMahon comes out of there. McMahon, bad knee, bad shoulder. Scrambles inside the 25. Right at the 25, they mark it.
Like you say, bad knee, bad shoulder, but great competitor. Yeah, anytime he sees something, I mean, he probably shouldn't be running, he probably shouldn't even be out there, but here's the instinct. There's a competitor. He sees that hole in there, he's going to take it. And then at the end, he even goes head first. I've always said that Jim McMahon is a quarterback with the personality of a nose tackle.
2nd and 1. Very close. Casillas and left.
You know, last week McMahon hurt his knee, and then he had an MRI, you know, where they stick him in a tube.
Yep.
He came out the tube and he said that he had a piece of torn cartilage in there. And he said the only thing he cared about is the ligament. He said, not knee, he only has one ligament. So when he saw the pictures, he just wanted to make sure he still had the ligament. And if he still had the ligament, he said, heck, I'll play with anything else there.
He was also glad to get out of that tube.
Yeah, those
First down.
MRIs, that's what they do. They stick them in a tube. Every week there's about 5 or 6 guys going in a tube.
Buffalo came back to beat the Eagles. The Rams beat New Orleans. Giants, as we mentioned, win. Tampa Bay wins. They're in the 4th quarter. Houston and Cleveland. 1st and 10, Minnesota at the Dallas 24. Chris Carter in motion. McMahon. Anthony Carter and a flag on the play is covered by Larry Brown.
And I think Larry Brown pushed him right about that 5-yard line. You can't touch him after the first 5 yards. And I think he had a push. There was a push right about the 5-yard line. The Cowboys are saying it was the Vikings that pushed.
Dale Hamers, the referee, in the white hat.
I thought that Brown pushed Anthony Carter about the 5-yard line.
Pass interference, number 24 of the defense. First
On Brown. That'll make it 1st and goal.
And you see, here's the push right there. You see, that's past 5 yards. See, right about the 5-yard line, he pushed him right out of bounds. That was a good call. But, you know, maybe Brown had to do that because if he doesn't push him, if Anthony Carter gets by him, that could have been a touchdown. Because he was out there locked on him one-on-one.
In any case, it's 1st and goal. That's something the Cowboys have been forced to do, is put those cornerbacks one-on-one a little bit more than they'd like to. Graham fights to about the 2.5.
Yeah, look, early, that was one of the things that the Vikings talked about was the time of possession, because one of the ways that everyone wants to play the Cowboys is keep their offense off the field. And when you have time of possession like this, you're successful in that area.
Well, they've had 3 offensive plays, the Cowboys, in this 1st quarter.
I'll tell you, and that frustrates you anywhere, but it frustrates you more on the road. It seems bigger and bigger than it really is.
Barry Word is the deep back behind McDaniel. Normally an offensive guard. McMahon fakes. Fires it out of the end zone. Threw it away. Nobody open.
Yeah, they tried to, that's the second time they tried. First they tried a roll on this one. Here they're trying to go a play pass. And again, what do? If you're an experienced quarterback and you look at a play pass and there's no one open, you just throw it right at the camera. That's what I've always said. If there's no one open, don't force anything. You see a camera, boom, just throw it right at the camera.
You get a good shots of the revolutions on the ball that way.
You can count them.
Yeah.
There was 72 revolutions on that one off the play pass. But the thing is, it was, you know, they put McDaniel in the backfield, they put Word in there, make you think they were going to run, fake the run. The Cowboys didn't go for it.
You counted 72. That is amazing. 3-3 tie. Back at the Metrodome in Minneapolis. 3-3 score, but the Vikings have it 3rd and goal at the 2. McMahon has had a visit to the sideline. Haley, one of the defenders. 3 wide receivers for Minnesota. Graham is the lone setback. They've changed their offensive approach about twice. McMahon to Graham. Hit behind the line by Lett. And Norton. And Brock Berrien.
That was a perfect, you're going to see a blitz right into this hole. You know, you have blitzes for the pass, blitzes for the run, and you see the Cowboys blitz right into that hole. Ken Norton got Graham before he even had a chance to get started. That's just making the right call for the right play and playing the perfect defense for the run that was run.
Reve's a 21-yard field goal attempt this time. And he's good again. It is 6-3 Minnesota. The Cowboys have run only 3 offensive plays in the entire first quarter. They got a 51-yard field goal from Eddie Murray. 46 seconds left in the first.
Yeah, if you watch this, Pat, here's what they're reading. They're going to run the ball in this hole. Norton just blitzes right in the hole that they're going to run. It's a perfect defensive call. But you see the motion starts out. Here comes Norton, boom, he's not blocked. He makes the play right there. They didn't have a chance.
Good play by Leon Lett as well. Brock Berrien got the assist.
Yeah,
that was a good call defensively.
Yeah, that's the way defensive football or all football goes now. You go out and play, and you go over and sit in the bench and you get a drink. The coaches talk to you. The coaches from up in the booth, they talk to you down on the field by a phone. And then a guy brings a blackboard and he starts drawing plays and stuff on there. So you're getting coached all the time you're not playing.
And then the head coach comes over and says, what happened?
Yeah, he's even coaching. Then you got, see, these are the coaches here. Then you got your worriers that just stand up there and worry about what these guys are doing. So you got coaches coaching, worriers worrying, and then players playing.
Now it's Neil Armstrong standing in the back, the worrier.
He's a worrier coach.
He's been doing it a long time. Reves again, a bouncing kick. Handled by Kevin Williams again. This time, the coverage by Minnesota much better. Bobby Abrams, they just picked up last week, down to make the stop.
Yeah, this is a big time in pro football, and because they start voting for the Pro Bowl. And it used to always be, it was always voted for by the players and the coaches. This year, the fans get to vote. So at every stadium, they're giving out these ballots. You see the fans come in and they're giving out a ballot. Then they have to figure out how you do it, and you have to punch out each one of those things.
It's
they don't give them anything to punch them out with.
well, that's right. Here's Aikman to Emmett Smith, and Emmett Smith, first down Dallas to about the 38. Brad Culpepper made the stop. Henry Thomas injured earlier. Culpepper has replaced him.
If you look here, you know, Emmitt Smith, once he gets the ball, is going to take it anywhere, but he's going to get his shoulder square and take it there quickly. You know, sometimes he cuts back, sometimes he takes it right there, and then after the guy tackles him, he pats him on the head like he likes him. That's a bluff.
It's going to happen in a hurry, whatever happens. Aikman going deep. Harper. Incomplete. Flag on the play. That could be offensive interference.
That's Vincey Glenn, the free safety, and the way he's pointing, the way they're going, that's going to be against Alvin Harper. See him push right there. He put his right hand on Glenn and pushed him. That's what they saw. I would have called that a non-call. I mean, Harper did get his right hand on there, but I don't think it was against Vincey Glenn, but I really don't think it was against Harper.
Number 80 on the offense.
Ball was way short.
First down. That's the end of the quarter.
That's the end of the quarter with the score. Minnesota 6, Dallas 3. Starting the second quarter with Minnesota leading the Cowboys 6-3. First quarter statistics, 8 first downs for the Vikings, and look how they dominated the game clock.
You know, one thing I've always said about that time of possession, though, Pat, while you have it, you got to score points, and the Vikings have only scored 6 points.
Very true. Here's Emmitt Smith. Straight ahead outside the 35, and a flag on the play. A late flag. Emmitt again says, nice hit, after he picked up good yardage.
5 yards, number 55.
Ball against Jack Del Rio. Emmitt did say last night they'd be playing some games, he and Jack Del Rio. They used to play together.
Yeah, of course, Jack Del Rio played for the Dallas Cowboys, and Emmitt said in those days in practice, Del Rio would always look at him and say he could tell where he was going. And in practice, always say, they're running this way, running that way. They said, was it right? He says, yeah, it was right. He said, David Shula was the coach. We had a simple offense, and Del Rio knew what we were doing. He said he'll think he'll be able to do it today, but he won't be able to do it today.
Second and 7. There are some mind games that go on the field as well as physical games.
Yeah, that's what Emmitt Smith says. He said, Del Rio's going to try and play a mind game with me, but I won't play it. Del Rio had a big day last week. He had 3 interceptions.
3 interceptions, right.
Good player, you know, a good athlete, a smart player, a tough guy.
Always has been.
As a result of the penalty, it is still first down, but it's first down and 7. It is not an automatic first down. It's not an automatic first down.
I don't understand that one. Why is it still first down if it's not an automatic first down?
After that penalty, it's first down and 7.
Well, how is it first down and 7? What was the 3-yard penalty?
I don't understand that. First and 7. I don't think I've ever said that in all the years I've been broadcasting. Emmitt Smith over the right side to about the 45.
Parker and
I think what happened, Pat, on that 1st and 7, that it was 1st and 20 before. Would that make sense?
I just can't remember ever saying 1st and 7.
Oh, okay.
second down and 3 for the Cowboys.
2nd and 3, that's more like it. Emmitt Smith again. Close to a first down. May have it stopped by Lamar McGriggs.
You see, Lamar McGriggs is a strong safety, number 37. And what they do, when you want to gang up on a run, you get 8 men up. And the way you get 8 men up is you bring a safety up. Now, when the Vikings are going to do it on running downs, they're going to do it with number 37, Lamar McGriggs. So when you see him come up and get inside, then that's how they're going to play the 8 men.
Aikman to throw. Incomplete, and no flag on this one. Michael Irvin, the intended receiver, and Carl Lee, the defender. That's a good matchup.
Carl Lee,
Carl Lee is one of those guys who's been a Pro Bowl player. He's been around a long time and is a real smart player. You see, Michael Irvin tried to bring him to the inside. Carl Lee really didn't go for it. He knew he was coming back out there. He waited for it, timed his jump, and just knocked the ball out of there.
All those now are final score. 2nd and 10 here. Darrell Johnson split out wide to the left, and Novacek in motion. Aikman backpedals. Irvin out of bounds. Not a catch. Carl Lee again, the defender.
I think earlier in the game, Michael Irvin was given one of those in the sideline. He thought he should be given another one here. Again, you have to come down with both feet. That second foot wasn't in. See, he got that first one as a gift. He didn't get the second one. He may be claiming that he was dragging that right foot before he stepped it out of bounds.
Or that he was pushed out of bounds. 3rd and 10. Emmitt Smith is the lone setback. Aikman back to throw it. Michael Irvin. Around the corner and out of bounds at about the 14. 15 make it. Irvin got a good block from Williams. Kevin Williams.
That was a big block by Kevin Williams. I mean, you know, one thing about Michael Irvin, I mean, he's big, he's strong, he catches the ball. He's always thinking about making a big play. Then once that you know that, and then the other guys on your team know that, you're going to get guys blocking downfield for you like Kevin Williams. Watch him, he gets the catch here, and now he thinks, take it to the end zone. So he takes it over here, and watch this block. Boom, right there. That block by Kevin Williams gave Michael Irvin about 10 more yards.
1st and 10, and the pitch back is to Emmitt Smith. The cutback is by Smith, down to about the 10. Henry Thomas back in the game with an assist from Audrey McMillan made the stop.
You know, they didn't know last night if Mark Stepnoski was going to be able to play. Emmitt Smith was worried about that because he keys a lot of his runs off of Stepnoski. Stepnoski had one of these things that Jimmy Johnson was saying, you know, I just listened to it and said, okay, he sprained his ankle getting out of bed. He got out of bed, sprained his ankle, came to practice and couldn't practice. He said, I didn't even ask how or why. And he didn't think last night that he'd even be able to play.
There were some chuckles when he said that. Touchdown, Aikman to Irvin. There are not a lot of people who could have gotten that ball in there.
Now, and this was a drive. It was a Dallas Cowboy drive. Good offensive line, good pass protection. Michael Irvin making big plays, running good pass patterns, using his body, catching the ball and running. And as you said, Troy Aikman making that throw. How he threw and got that ball in there, I have no idea.
I think it shocked even Irvin. Murray for the extra point. And Dallas takes the lead 10-6. Look at this throw.
And they're so explosive. There goes your time of possession right there. They didn't have it, but with guns like this, they don't need it.
Dallas leads 10-6. 11:56 left to play in the first half. Dallas 10, Minnesota 6. Touchdown pass from Aikman to Irvin. Eddie Murray will kick it off. Dallas, really their assignment, John, is very simple. Just win the rest of the game. They're the NFC Eastern Division champions.
Yeah, that's right. As you said, the Giants clinched a playoff berth, but they didn't clinch a division win. Because if the Cowboys win all their games, it'll be them. Yeah, you want to watch an amazing thing. Let's watch how accurate the Troy Aikman is. And if we just stop it here, when he's ready to throw, here's Troy Aikman. This is what he sees. Here, again, is Michael Irvin. But to have the confidence and the accuracy to make a throw like this, to me, is just utterly amazing. And then throw that ball in that hole. I mean, if you need a definition for quarterback accuracy, there it is, or was.
Murray's kickoff went out of bounds. There's Troy Aikman, of course, on the sideline.
I was just going to say how cool he was, and then right then he broke out in a smile. I'm sure he's talking to Norv Turner. Norv was asking him, are you sure that you saw an opening in there? Sometimes those young eyes.
Maybe he said, how'd you do that?
Here's Norv right there, and Norv is probably thinking, how did you do that? He's probably asking, he said, I'm a lot younger than you are.
Maybe he didn't say that. The screen pass is stacked up by Ken Norton. Scotty Graham on the reception.
And that's the thing, we were talking about the time of possession earlier, and the Minnesota Vikings had the time of possession, but when they had that time of possession, they had to settle for field goals. And when you play an explosive team like the Cowboys, you can't settle for field goals because they can go, and all they have to do is Emmitt Smith, Michael Irvin, and Troy Aikman, they can give you that three all the way down the field in about a minute.
2nd and 12, Roger Craig's in the backfield with Scotty Graham. Haley jumped. See if he had a reason to jump.
False start. Number 75 of the offense.
Yes,
prior to the snap, 5 yards. Still 2nd down.
It's a new left tackle.
Yeah, here's what I was just talking about here. Minnesota has this, 12-3, but they only got this. These guys have 6 minutes, but they got this. So that will always beat that.
After the penalty, it was 2nd down.
Daphne is the new left tackle. Bernard Daphne lined up over opposite Haley. 5-yard penalty. McMahon to throw it. Casillas.
See, that's what Haley does for you. Haley gives you that outside. If you watch Haley here, boom, he's going to take off, and then he'll take 2 blockers, and then he'll come Casillas, and he'll get McMahon just as he steps up. You see, Haley starts out, he feels that now he starts to step up. He has to stand right there, and there comes Casillas. I think that was a coverage sack. He looked out there, he wanted to throw, there was no one to throw to. He had to sit there and just take the sack.
3rd and 21. McMahon. Intended for Chris Carter. He did catch it. One-handed catch. Looked as if it was out of his reach, but look at this grab.
That looks like something a baseball player would do. He didn't even use that left hand.
Never.
He started to bring that left hand in and then decided to use the left hand to break the fall. That was a great catch. That's a highlight film catch.
Newsom is back to punt. First punt of the game. Kevin Williams back deep. Williams and it goes out of bounds at about the 36-yard line. 31-yard line, make it. 10-6, the Cowboys lead, 9:49 left in the first half. At the Metrodome in Minneapolis, Pat Summerall, John Madden, 10-6. The other final scores today. New England won its 2nd. Buffalo beat Philadelphia. Houston again a winner. Henry Thomas back in the game for Minnesota. Smith gets about 3. Henry Thomas cut him down with Roy Barker.
Roy Barker on the tackle.
Let's look at it here. You talk about Henry Smith. You see he's cocked in there. Here's Newton. Here's Stepnoski. Stepnoski's going to block him now, but that's a tough job. He tries to get as much of the ball as he can. If the center blocks him, he just takes the center, gets his hands on him, and then plays around him. That's good nose tackle play there by Henry Thomas. He handled that one.
He is very close to being lined up offside every play. Dolman jump. Aikman gets it out to Smith. Andre McMillan, Carlos Jenkins. Flag on the play.
I appreciate that call. Henry Thomas is one of those guys, Pat, though, that plays nose tackle and is also a pass rusher. There's not many that have that combination.
Both those tackles are.
Offside. Number 56 for the defense. 5 yards. Still 2nd down.
Dolman jump.
Yeah, 56 is right here at the bottom of the screen. You see him, and what Troy Aikman said that he was going to do. You talk about helmet to helmet. There's a helmet to helmet shot. But what Troy Aikman said that he was going to do is this Minnesota defensive line is a jumpy defensive line, and he was going to give them some hard count, and that was a hard count.
Williams has replaced Harper as the wide receiver. This is Irvin, however. Michael Irvin in Minnesota territory at the 44. Right now for an NFL update. Back to New York in our studios and Greg Gumbel.
All right, Pat, in Tempe, Arizona, Eric Blunt, 7 yards right up the middle for the touchdown. Phoenix breaks the scoreless tie. They lead the Lions 7-0, 6.5 minutes to play in the first half. Pat?
10-6 here in Minnesota. Dallas on top. First down after the pass completion from Aikman to Irvin. Aikman on the draw play to Emmett Smith. Inside the Minnesota 40 to about the 38. John Randall.
You know, it was interesting, Pat. I saw Norv Turner, the offensive coordinator of the Cowboys, out here in the hall just before the game, and I said, you know, what's up? What do you got? And he said, just run it to Emmett and throw it to Michael. You know, and that's about it.
You've got too many pencils for that.
I don't know. You don't need all those pencils if you're only going to do 2 things. You only need 2 pencils, man.
You need to sharpen them a lot, though.
But that's not a bad game plan to have the offensive line blocked.
That's Emmett Smith. Spun out of a couple of tackles, but still didn't get enough for the first down. Vincey Glenn.
Because when that combination's going, you know that's over half their offense. And then you know, if you want to worry about Michael Irvin, then you're going to let Emmitt Smith run, and then if you bunch up there to stop Emmitt Smith, then they're going to throw to Michael Irvin. And again, those things are all possible because of those guys, Troy Aikman's accuracy, and a good offensive line that lets it happen.
3rd and 2. Fake to Smith. Novacek, the intended receiver, and a penalty marker goes down. Lamar McGriggs had Novacek in the coverage, and he might have had a little bit more than coverage.
Well, everyone this year seemed to have Novacek in the coverage.
Number 37 on the defense. First down, spot of the clock.
If there's anything that the Cowboys haven't done as well or done as much, it's throw the ball to their tight end. There's Novacek right there. They want to move him more to try and get him open. They feel that he's a guy that they haven't been using enough. They want to get the ball more to. They did then, and that looked like good coverage to me by Lamar McGriggs.
He might have grabbed him just out of the break a little bit. He doesn't think so.
Well, they got to let him, you know, play a little defense.
1st and 10, Dallas. Reverse to Williams. Out of bounds at about the 22.
That's the other thing Norv Turner told me. I forgot to tell you, Pat, that they were going to run it to Emmett, throw it to Michael, run a few reverses, and run more crossing patterns. I just got the first 2 in. I'll tell you, Jimmy Johnson, you know, does a good job, but he's lucky to have an offensive coordinator like Norv Turner, who I think will probably be, of the assistant coaches, will probably be the next head coach in this league.
Kevin Williams, Jimmy was saying to me before the game, really coming on. Inside to Emmitt Smith. Stepped out of bounds just outside the Minnesota 12. Jenkins.
You know, Eric Williams dislocated his finger, and when you're an offensive lineman, Pat, they don't go through a lot of x-rays. See what they do is they just tape it. They just tape the thing together, pop it back in, tape it, you go right back in. Eric Williams, to me, and I've said this every time I do a Cowboy game, but he's one of the best tackles in this game. I think if I were starting a team, I may pick him to start building it with.
Aikman gives to Emmitt Smith, and Smith inside the 5 to about the 2.
This guy's just a great runner. I mean, you look at Eric, he's going to have some blocking here that gets him started. It's a lead to the right, And when Emmitt Smith is running the ball, he can take it anywhere. It starts to the right, then it crosses to the middle, and then it ends up over on the left side. Someone got a good block there on Jack Del Rio just as he was getting ready to tackle Emmitt Smith.
Emmett sees so much, including the end zone. Touchdown, Smith.
The Vikings had the momentum. They had their chances. They had their time of possession, but they didn't score the points, and they left this for the Cowboys. The Cowboys got it started now. This is what Jimmy Johnson said. He said, we got to start in a roll. He said, I think we're ready to, and I hope we do today. And now they look like they're starting that roll.
Emmett will keep that ball for his trophy case in his sports shop in Pensacola. Murray's extra point is good. He's just a good runner. .15 left to play in the first half. Dallas 17, Minnesota 6. Eddie Murray set to kick it off.
You know what I miss now in this Cowboy kickoff coverage, Pat, is Kenneth Gant. Remember how he used to get them all excited? Go flying down there. He's out with a knee injury.
Murray's kick to the 1 yard line to Ismail. Flag on the play. Penalty marker down. Brock Marion made the stop. He's starting to play more and more of a part in the special teams, especially, as you mentioned, with the absence of Gant.
Illegal block from the rear, number 91 on the return, 10 yards, first down.
First down, Minnesota. Take a look at this.
Yeah, this is what in the 10 games, you know, since Emmitt Smith has been playing with Michael Irvin, these guys combined for 61% of the offense. So like Norv Turner says, just run Emmitt and throw it to Michael, and that's 61%. But look what they've done today. The two of them, 152 yards of the offense. The rest of the team just 16.
McMahon. Intended for Carter. Defended by Brown. Let's send you back to our New York team.
All right, Pat, in Phoenix, Eric Kramer to Herman Moore, 6 yards and a touchdown. The Lions with a win get a chance to retain a share of first place. They're tied at 7 in the second quarter in Phoenix. Pat and John.
That's the first Detroit touchdown we've seen in a long time. Dallas leads here at the Metrodome 17-6. Craig and Graham are the two backs. Fake to Craig. Big man chased and caught from behind by Haley. Haley came around the corner.
He went around Daphne and he felt that one. Charles Haley has a herniated disc, and you think, but he loves to rush the quarterback. And if you just watch him, he's going to come from right here, just right around there, and at some point, he can feel McMahon, and then he really puts on the burners here. See, he just runs right around Daphne there. Now right there, he knows he has him. He puts on an extra burst, and then Charles Haley always goes for the football.
3rd and 11. Haley rushes from the other side. This time the pass is complete to Derek Tennell. That won't be enough for a first down. Bill Bates made the stop on Tennell.
And now the fans are booing because that's the thing that they don't like about this offense is, you know, again, that third down, you pass it, you complete it, but you still have to punt it.
As you've often said, if you're going to throw it, why not get enough yardage for a first down?
Yeah, I think what the Vikings had going early, you know, throwing on first down, being successful, being ahead, time of possession was working, but while they were doing that, they didn't score any points. And now they're in a fight.
Evan Williams back for Newsom's punt. Good kick. Williams got a little room. Got around the corner. But the coverage by good. Dallas will take over at their own 43. The Cowboys lead the Vikings at the Metrodome 17-6. Time to take a shot. Here's the reverse to Williams. Lost the ball, but it's going to remain in Dallas possession as it went out of bounds.
You know, an interesting thing about that reverse to Kevin Williams, Pat, I think Kevin Williams is in the process of replacing Alvin Harper. I mean, he's in there now for Harper, and he can do more of these things. Of course, if he does more of that thing, more of those fumbles, he's not going to be in there for Alvin Harper. But I think that Kevin Williams is going to be playing more and more on regular downs, and Alvin Harper playing less and less on regular downs.
Big Lincoln Coleman is the deep back now for Dallas, 2nd and 11. Aikman, Irvin, first down Cowboys. Lamar McGriggs.
You know, Irvin's always thinking of making a big run. You see, he's going to make this catch, and then they have him surrounded, and he's trying to go out the back door on him. See him catch the ball here, and now he's trying to see as they're surrounded there, he tries to make it get out that back door. McGriggs didn't let him. But again, this is what makes it all possible, Pat, this good pass protection. They have Johnston in there helping. They've given him time. And the other thing is they give him passing lanes.
Aikman got away from the rush, shovels it. Johnston. Even though we're in Minnesota, the cry of the Moose goes up. It's the Moose.
Yeah, Daryl Johnston is getting so big anytime he runs the ball or catches the ball, they get that Moose noise. You expect it when they're playing in Dallas. You don't expect it when they're playing in Minnesota.
2nd and 6.
Look at this guy.
Caught 5. He's unbelievable, isn't he?
You know what Jimmy Johnson said about him? He has the work habits of an overachiever.
Overachiever, you think about being an average player who's worked hard to maintain a position. But this guy is a great player who's trying to get better and is getting better. 2 minutes. Championship, both winning once. The Penguins of Youngstown State.
I'll tell you, it's hard to beat a Penguin when they get mad.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, when a Penguin gets mad and fired up, whoa!
They're hard
Watch
to
out for Youngstown in that one.
They're hard to knock down. Something happened. 3rd down for Dallas. Minnesota saying that they were pulled offside. Dale Hamer hasn't said it yet.
Dale Hamer looked like he's been working out or something. I mean, he looks like he's sweating or something.
Full start. Prior to the snap. Number 85 of the offense. 5 yards. Still 3rd down.
I think he's working down there. He sounds a little out
Yeah,
of
he
breath,
does.
like he's just been running like a half a marathon. Like he just run a 10K. Those guys have to work out there, those officials. You know, they got to blow that whistle in, and they got to move and run and keep their eyes on everything and not let anything happen. Stay on their axis.
I think he's got his whistle taped up.
They do that. They take the whistle up.
Serious. Aikman had it and dropped it. It was there.
There's that 3-step drop in the drill. I mean, he really drilled that one into Harper. You wonder why they're taking a 3-step drop. It's the same thing. They're 3rd and 10. If you're going to throw a slant, maybe on 1st down. But see, here's the official working. See how they work? I mean, they got to move, they got to move, they got to move, they got to talk, and then they got to get that thing where your veins pop out of your neck. You get so excited, you like what you see.
And then you got to blow the whistle.
I still wonder why he threw that slant on 3rd down, but this is the first time the Cowboys won today, Pat.
Jets kick. Bounds into the end zone, and they'll bring it back to the 20. 17-6, the Cowboys leading the Vikings. 1:44 left in the first half. Coming up on the NFL Today halftime report, Greg and Terry will have all the scores and highlights. Plus, who did the fans vote as their favorite team and favorite player? Find out as Greg and Terry reveal the results of the nationwide CBS Sports poll. Who's your favorite player?
I'll tell you what, I'll bet you there's one of my favorite players right there, Eric Williams. I mean, he's you talk about a big guy, there is a big guy. And then, you know, if you want the guys that make the plays, those two guys are pretty good there.
Aikman would have to get some support. That's Roger Craig. Jerry Rice, certainly.
Yeah, I bet the Cowboys will be the favorite team now.
Phil Simms will get some support.
Every time we do a Cowboy game on the road, you always go to the lobby, and they always have the most people in the lobby.
There's no question about that. There's Kevin Gogan headed for the locker. I hope it's a big locker room.
Well, it is. And when you're that big, when you're as big as Gogan, you have to get an early start on it. There's Nate Newton. He was in an automobile accident earlier in the week.
There's McMahon being chased by Jeffcoat. Couldn't find anybody.
Hey, McMahon and the Vikings really got off to a good start. I mean, they were really good in that first quarter. Then in the second quarter, they weren't very good. And the fans are booing them now, and McMahon's yelling at the fans, and this is starting to get ugly.
Newsom is in the game to punt for Minnesota. Back deep is Williams for the Cowboys. They have all three of their timeouts left and a minute left. 59 seconds to be exact.
This guy is dangerous. He doesn't fumble.
Flag on the play. They took too much time.
Play of game. Offense, 5 yards. Still 4th down.
I'll tell you, he's going to have to go in at halftime and have a cool drink and kind of sit down for a while.
Or get some oxygen, maybe.
I think McMahon's going to have to go in and have a cool drink, too. That time, you know, the quarterback gets blamed for everything. I mean, he's out there trying to find a guy, couldn't find a guy open. No one gets open. You know, every pass, it takes good protection, and the guys have to get open. The quarterback has to see him, get him the ball, and they have to catch it.
There's some skate. And Williams makes a Cowboy bounce out of bounds at about the 42-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 there.
There's a guy who does a heck of a job. You
Really
talk
does.
about Emmitt Smith and the yards that he gains running. He gains a lot of them with the help of Nate Newton. And Nate Newton has the help. The guy next to him, Mark Tuinei, I think is probably the most underrated player on that team. But these two guys are right here really give a lot of protection to Troy Aikman and a lot of running room to Emmitt Smith. Mark Tuinei's been out there doing it for 11 years, and if there's anyone that doesn't get the credit he deserves on this team, I think it's Mark Tuinei.
1st and 10. Aikman back to throw. Yeoman behind, and the pass is going to be, or should have been, intercepted by Carl Lee.
And if there's any way to put a jinx on a guy, that was it right there. Just talking about Mark Tuinei. Chris Dolman runs right around him. And watch him, he's just going to throw. This is Mark Tuinei's man right there. That's Chris Dolman, came in there, knocked that ball out of Aikman's hand just as he was throwing it. Watch him, he's going to come from the bottom of the screen here. See Dolman come around. Watch him go for the ball and hit it just as Troy Aikman threw it. And that should have been an interception. But again, it was all Chris Dolman.
Irvin hangs on. The ball was a little bit behind him, but he made the adjustment. J.C. Pearson, the defender. Dallas with 3 timeouts left, and now they have 2. 40 seconds left to play in the first half. Cowboys leading the Vikings 17-6. Pat Summerall, John Madden to Metrodome in Minneapolis. 17-6, Cowboys leading, 3rd and 3, with 40 seconds left to play in the first half. Kevin Gogan, we saw him headed for the locker room a minute ago. He's got the flu. That's why they send him in early. Here's Aikman. And pass to Harper is complete. To about the 40, and Harper might be shaken up a bit.
And you talk about accuracy, though, and zip. Troy Aikman has zipped that in there with accuracy. But you're going to see Williams coming in motion. Harper's up at the top. See him coming to slant, and then right there, he zipped that thing in there with accuracy. And then, again, Harper was up in the air when he took that hit. But Roy Barker, the defensive end, was right on Aikman as he threw that one, too.
Harper in obvious pain. Looked as if he got hit on the right hip.
You know, that's the second. Remember that third down slant earlier? He took a pretty good hit on that one. This one was a deeper slant, and he took a good hit on that one.
Michael Irvin and Emmitt Smith. Charles Haley checking things out. Final scores from earlier in the day. You'll see highlights, of course, of all these at the half. Tampa Bay Buccaneers beat the Bears. The Giants won again. Houston won again. The Rams beat the Saints.
But you see, here's the hit again. Alvin Harper is up in the air. Lamar McGriggs comes and makes the hit there. And I don't know if it was the hit or as he went down, you know, he did the splits and his 1 foot kind of got caught. I don't know if it was the hit that did it or the artificial turf or the coming down on the turf that did it.
Lamar McGriggs' helmet seemed to hit him right on the right hip. But you could be right.
Yeah, that's the thing that I really hate, and all the players hate about this artificial turf, is that your foot can get caught and different things can happen as you're going up and as you're planning and as you're coming down.
1st and 10. Dallas now only has 2 wide receivers, Williams and Irvin. Aikman goes to work behind Emmitt Smith. That might have been deflected by Dolman.
Dolman's playing pretty well on this drive. It was Dolman that hit Troy Aikman on that pass. It really should have been an interception. And it was Dolman that, tipped that ball there. That was right after we were talking about what a good job Mark Tuinei was doing. You can see here's Dolman right here, number 56. You see, they get the rush, and the defensive linemen are getting so good at that today. Rush to a point. When the guy's ready to throw, get your hands up.
Here's Aikman. For Novacek, incomplete.
They just haven't been able to get Jay Novacek open this year, and Jimmy Johnson thinks part of it is not having Alfredo Roberts, where they used to be able to play Roberts as a tight end and Novacek as the second tight end or move guy. And now that they haven't been able, Novacek is playing a real tight end, and they're playing him like a regular tight end, and he doesn't get open that way.
They've tried a lot of guys at tight end, brought in a lot of people, 7 of them, I think.
And
but
Jimmy
nobody,
Johnson, and Jimmy Johnson wants to get the ball to him. In fact, he's even looking for a penalty here.
Illegal formation on the offense. Number 71 was not on the line of scrimmage. 5 yards. Repeat, 2nd down.
Give credit, I think, to Dolman for that. Tuinei has to block him.
Yeah, that's the thing here. You see what happens is he didn't get on the line of scrimmage. See where he's lined up back here. And you have a guy like Dolman, he starts giving you trouble. You start worrying about your pass protection. Then you start backing up and backing up.
2nd and 15. Aikman gets to Irvin. Incomplete. Incomplete. Ball is picked up by Chris Dolman. But they'll bring it back.
Incomplete pass.
Oh! Yeah, one thing, these Cowboy receivers are really taking hits here. The secondary is doing a good job on him. But here comes Michael Irvin across. He's going to get the ball right there. I think that's a fumble. I think he had control in a fumble, And watch when Dolman picks this thing up, he knows what to do with it. He high-stepped that one into the end zone. I think if we had instant replay now, they would come back and say that this is a fumble. He has control there, and then the ball is knocked out by Carlos Jenkins. Ooh, the Cowboys caught a break there, because that not only would have been a fumble, that would have been a touchdown. The referee's coming over here to explain it to Denny Green. I don't know what he's going to explain or what Dennis is going to buy about that one.
See what happened to Aikman on that play. The word on Harper, by the way, is that he has injured his right knee. That's all we have so far.
You see, Aikman, one thing, they're going after these Cowboys at both ends. They're going after the quarterback end where he's throwing it, and they're going after it at the receiving end.
That doesn't look like his right knee.
Well, it looks like a knee, though.
Left knee.
I don't know what they could be talking to Dennis Green about. He's arguing, and he's right. I mean, that looked like to me like a catch, a strip, a fumble, a pickup, and a touchdown.
3 of their wide receivers, the Cowboys I'm speaking of.
Yeah, they had those 3 guys inactive today. Then they lose Harper. Now they're down to 2. I'll tell you, as long as they have Emmitt Smith, and Troy Aikman, and Michael Irvin, they're still going to move the ball.
Brings up a 3rd down as Harper heads for the locker room. 3rd and about 15. Long count by Aikman.
Prior to the snap.
They're using Derek Lassick as a wide receiver now. They're 3rd wide.
I'll tell you, Mark Tuanay's having a tough drive here. Dolman has beaten him a couple times. He's had 2 penalties all in this drive, and that's what a great pass rusher can do to an offensive tackle. I'll tell you, being on the road with this noise is tougher and tougher to play that tackle.
3rd and 20. Aikman back to throw. Gets it out to Emmitt Smith. Smith to the Minnesota 35. They keep him in bounds, and the clock will run. Timeout, Dallas. That's their last one in this half. 5 seconds left. Five seconds left in the first half. Murray and Novacek back to hold for Murray, who will attempt a 52-yarder. He made one from 51. The completion to Emmitt Smith set it up.
You know, and this isn't a bad place to fake either, because with 5 seconds to go, even if it doesn't work, the Vikings aren't going to get the ball back. So you kind of have a 2-way go here. Either go for the kick, or it's a good position to fake the kick.
He's going to get it there again. And he's good again. From 52 yards out, Eddie Murray hits. That's the end of the first half with the score Dallas 20, Minnesota 6.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Canon, a world leader in 35mm photography, LA Tech Light Gear, Mitsubishi, the new thinking in automobiles, and by the wine cellars of Ernest and Julio Gallo, who invite you to try a very special Chardonnay.